My name is Krystle Fitzpatrick. I'm a yoga instructor with Lending Hearts, and I am so glad that you've chosen to join me today. We are going to do a short little practice together in hopes to create a little bit more space and stretching in the hips. So, a lot of times, especially if we do a lot of sitting, we can accumulate a lot of tension, right, in the area around our pelvis in all different ways, right? And this can show up in the low back, it can show up in the actual hips. But today, and even different parts of the body, today we are going to move in a few different ways to create a little bit of a stretch in that space. And let's just get started. So lie down on your back. We're actually going to get started on our backs today. So you'll hug your knees into your chest. A little bit different here, just a little rock side to side if this feels okay. Can be really nice to have a mat underneath you, but if the ground is a little bit too hard, right, you're like just on hardwood, you might consider grabbing something like a blanket to slide underneath you just for a little bit of cushion here, but we're not here too long. And as you hug your knees in a little bit more, and maybe take a roll of the ankles in both directions just to create a little bit more movement. You might notice a little crack, a pop. Fan out the toes nice and wide if you can, give them a little wiggle. And then take the sole of your left foot onto the ground. Keep your knee bent here, right? And then just hug your right knee in only, right? And then start to extend your right foot up towards the sky. Take a roll of the ankle in both directions. We have a furry friend joining us today. And then you'll hug that right knee in. So nice. And then start to make little circles with that right knee. Like so little circles in both directions here. So just like warming up that hip joint a little more. And then press that foot back up to the sky and grab behind your right leg, like right on your hamstrings here, and just a little bit of a tug here. So softening the elbows, drawing that leg a little closer towards you here, just to find a stretch in the hamstrings. And then you'll bend that knee, bring the right foot to the ground next to the left. Then you'll hug that left knee in, nice and easy here. Roll of the ankle again, maybe send that foot up towards the sky here for a moment. Little stretch, fan out the toes. And then hug that knee in, take little circles, both directions, counterclockwise, clockwise, warming up that like ball in socket joint there. Anything that you need, right? You might take that knee nice and wide. That might feel nice. And then you can one last time extend that foot up towards the sky here, but grab behind the leg and draw that leg slightly towards you. And you don't have to have it all the way straight here. You can soften that left knee. Feel the back of the left leg lengthening a little bit more. Hug your knee in and let both feet return to the ground. Now take your arms down along your sides here. Your palms will face down. And then just lift your seat up here. So like a little micro bridge, nothing too intense, but just like a little counter strength here in the back of the legs. And you might feel it activate your glute muscles a little bit more, your hamstrings a little bit more, and then you'll lower back down to the ground. Now take your feet nice and wide apart, like almost mat width distance. And then draw both knees over to the right here. And you can choose to stay here. It's like a little gentle twist. You might feel like a lengthening across the front of the left leg and the left hip as a result here. You might even take your left arm out to the left and look over to your left fingertips. Take a full breath in right here and a full breath out. And you'll come back to center. Both knees will fall over to the left, and you might even wiggle walk that right foot a little bit wider out to the side. And now you might take the right arm over to the right and gaze over towards your fingertips here. Come back through center. One last time to just tuck your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze. Feel your low back lengthen. And you'll slowly make your way up. Come to hands and knees, tabletop pose here. Just a few rounds of cat-cow here. So your hands will be underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Your knees land right underneath your hips. And on your next breath in, start to lift your tailbone and look forward as you let your belly sink down. And feel a little back bend. And then as you exhale, press into your hands and round your upper back. Drop your head as you maybe look in between your knees. Do that 2 more times. So slow inhale brings you to cow pose. Slow exhale, you round into cat. One more like that. Just to create a little bit more space also in the spine. Excellent. Now walk your hands up your thighs. Step your right foot forward here. So you're coming into a lunge. And you can take that foot a little bit further forward here, maybe a little bit further than you normally would. This is where a blanket would be really nice underneath that left knee, just for a little bit of cushion, but we're not here too long. So send your hips slightly forward, slightly. Don't just sink down, right? You just want it to be slightly forward so you feel a little bit of lengthening across the front of the hip. Reach both hands up to the sky. Big breath in here. Your right hand will grab your left wrist, and then you'll lean over to the right here. So as you have your right foot firmly planted, you'll lean over to the right. So you can deepen that left side, find a little bit more length across the front of that left hip. And then you'll slowly come back up to center. So nice. Now, right knee comes to meet the left. You'll step the left foot forward. Reach both hands up. Your left hand will come to your right wrist now. And you'll lean over to the left. Same idea here. So getting more length through that right side. Length through the front of the hip. And you'll slowly come back to center. Excellent. Hands and knees, you'll land there. And this time, take lateral movement side to side. So think like the letter C. So your right ribs move over to the right, and then over to the left. And then you might let your tailbone, like your hips, right, and your head be part of that line as it moves side to side. And feel really nice. Excellent. So whenever you're ready, tuck your toes under and find downward facing dog. So lift your hips up and back. Bend your knees a lot here. So you're pressing down through your hands and you're sending your hips up and back a little bit more away from where your hands are firmly placed. So you create this long line and then let your head hang. Maybe shake it yes and no. Awesome. Take your feet a little bit wider and walk your hands back towards them. And then a slow rounding of the spine here. Head stays heavy. as you come all the way up to standing. So you're at the back of your mat and you'll turn your palms forward here to encourage opening through the collarbones here. The top of your head can grow a little bit taller up towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in right here and a full breath out. Maybe open up your mouth. So start to sit back like you were sitting into a chair here. Now you might take your hands and just press to the upper thighs here as you sit back. That's one option. You can stay right here. Or if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch in the hip, you'll shift the weight into the left foot and start to pick your right knee up, your right foot up. And your right ankle will cross right above your left knee. I'll face you so you can see. But you're creating this figure 4 shape. So your right knee will draw out and then continue to sit back like you were sitting in a chair. Now, I like to keep my hands on the top of my thighs. Helps me balance. Helps me feel like rooted and grounded rather than super, super wobbly. You might bring one hand to your knee, one hand to the sole of your foot to find that same sort of stability. If you want, if you're like, I am all over the place, but I really want this stretch, you can take it to the wall here. So using the wall as support is really, really nice. So you can take out all of that wobble, right? And you can just focus on the stretch in your outer right hip here. But the action comes from sitting back. So rather than just drawing forward, right, and folding forward, not the goal. Goal is chest lifted, sitting back like you were sitting your seat in a chair, right? And it's not about how low you go. It's just about how much you can then, once you find that sitting back action, maybe start to tip your pelvis forward to create that stretch in the right hip. Right? So that activate, like that fold is initiated by the top of your pelvis tipping forward. Excellent. And then you'll come back up, hug that knee in, drop the right foot down. Now, wherever you are, take a roll of the shoulders. Maybe you start to take the arms and wrap them around side to side. Just rinse it all out. Nice place to reset. And then you'll come back to standing. So find that mountain pose stance. Arms down along your sides, palms forward. Maybe even take a shrug of the shoulders up. Notice tension. Draw them back. And then soften. Keep that softness. Bend your knees. Sit back in a chair. Now, hands can come to the top of your thighs here. Stay or shift weight into the right foot. And it's that figure 4 cross. So the left ankle crosses above the right knee onto the thigh here. And then that left knee draws out wide to the side. And think about sitting back in the chair first. Then tipping your hip points, your front hip points forward to find that stretch. Excellent. If you feel wobbly, find what roots you down. Maybe that's the wall. Stay here and breathe. Maybe pick one steady point to look at. That also helps with balance too. Last one. Excellent. Now stand up, hug that left knee in for a moment, and set both feet back on the ground. Again, a reset. Maybe a little twist side to side. Let the arms follow. And then you'll slowly land in stillness just for a moment. Arms down along your sides, palms facing forward. You might even close your eyes. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth. Letting out that sigh. Excellent. And stay here as long as you need to, but when you're ready, reach your hands up overhead. And then a slow exhale to fold forward here. Take a halfway lift. So hands to your shins or to your knees, flat back if you can. And then walk your hands back to that downward facing dog. You're not here too long. You'll take a breath in to rise up to your toes. Slowly drop your knees back to tabletop pose on the ground. Inhale to find cow pose. Exhale to find cat pose. So nice. Back into neutral here. And then you'll come to a seat. Take both legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake. Make sure you have enough space behind you. And you'll slowly make your way onto your back here. Take your feet, firmly plant them, bending your knees. Plant your feet about hips width distance apart. Your arms stay down along your sides. Now, here you go again. You'll lift your seat up. Find bridge pose. This time, maybe you rise a little bit higher to create a little bit more of a back bending sensation, but not without the activation of your glutes and the back of your legs to protect your low back. So nice. Take one more big breath in. And then slowly lower your low back to the ground. Take your feet nice and wide here and then a constructive rest. So your knees will knock together, your feet can stay wide. Your arms can come out like a T with your palms facing up. Sometimes that feels really nice and supportive. Maybe close the eyes. A full breath in. Full exhale out. Nice. Two more like that. Breathe all the way in. Trace your inhale to the top. And slow exhale to find ease all the way to the bottom. And get totally empty of breath here. And then breathe all the way in. All the way out. Choosing to stay here, or you can take your legs long, arms down along your sides, or hands can rest on your belly. And just one final moment here to let your body settle in stillness. Let all of that movement just settle and land. Feeling a sense of ease here. Take a breath in and out. Two more in and out. Last one, fill up and empty. And gently start to find movement in the fingers, in the toes. Take a roll of the wrists, a roll of the ankles again. Your arms can reach overhead. Maybe even let your toes point forward, a long, long stretch. And bend your knees. You'll roll to the side of your choice. You can keep your eyes heavy as you just bring yourself up to a seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Maybe even bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Just bowing your head towards that space just to draw inward and find a sense of gratitude. Gratitude towards yourself for creating time in your day to create space in your body, a little bit of space in your breath, hopefully a little more space in your mind. You can blink your eyes open when you're ready, take in a little bit more light. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that was helpful. And take care of yourselves. Have an excellent rest of your day.